in this match. They're both nursing minor injuries and are being saved, no doubt, for the first test next Saturday. One of the significant factors, though, is the fact that Asini Faimalo is playing in the front row, and another blockbusting performance like the one we saw against Bradford Northern could well see him play in the first test. For their part, Leeds are a pretty strong combination. They currently lie fifth on the championship table over here, but they do have problems of their own. Lee Crooks, the former Great Britain forward, won't be playing. He's put himself on the transfer list, and Gary Schofield has been injured for most of the season. But they do have one member of the Great Britain side, second row forward Roy Powell. Okay, let's have a look at the highlights of the match then between Leeds and the Kiwis.
It's a famous sporting venue as Headingley. The grandstand in the background. Behind that is the Headingley cricket ground as Kelly Shalford gets this important match for the Kiwis underway against Leeds on a lovely day. A magnificent surface here at Headingley and a good local crowd as Leeds have the ball inside their own quarter line. The Kiwis looking for a big performance this afternoon with the test match less than a week away, taken up by Craig Izzard, who's yet another of the Australians playing over here. He plays for Parramatta back in the Sydney Championship. Kiwis holding the lead side inside their quarter line. In a dummy half is Maskell. Gray, again, it's Izzard having a run. That's the last tackle, so the Kiwis holding them well. And the inevitable kick downfield will be fielded by Darryl Williams. But Troy knocked the first one on. Well, that's a bad mistake made by Williams. And he's disappointed, you can see that. Gary Mercer has a run for the Kiwis. This is the first time in the game they've had the ball. Wayne Mann to take it out. Sam Stewart is running offside against Leeds. Coming up too flat out in the back line. And here's an opportunity early in the game for Kelly Shalford to kick points. And that's a good kick by Kelly Shalford and a good start for the Kiwis. They lead after a couple of minutes play by 2 points to 0. Paul Delaney kicks out for Leeds, fielded by Gary Freeman. This time Williams gives a rather awkward pass to McGann, and the Kiwis have lost it, making silly errors already. The pass from Williams wasn't a good one, and McGann couldn't hang on to it. Taken up strongly by Paul Dixon for Leeds, who are now in a good position, just 15 metres out from the Kiwi line. Here comes Craig Izzard, and the referee has got the Kiwis this time. Has caught them offside, and so now Leeds have a chance to once again draw level. So the hooker is the goal kicker for Leeds, and he puts it through, and so 2-2 the score after about 4 minutes play. Right on the quarter line in Leeds territory. By Marlowe. He made such a big impression on the critics against Bradford Northern. Really earned his place in this team today. Here's Freeman. Across to Shelford. Haven't seen much of the back yet. Sherlock quickly up to Williams. Darryl Williams through. Had a good pass to Elia. And that's the first try. Good slick play from the Kiwi backs. And Mark Elia across. Well, that was lovely work by the Kiwi backs. They all had a bit of a run. Quick pass by Kurt Sherlock. And the incision from Darryl Williams really set up the try. And Mark Elia took it well and across for the Kiwis' first try. Penalty against the Kiwis. Ball not put into the scrum when the referee wanted it. Here's Maskell from a fairly wide angle. And a good kick from Colin Maskell. So he's now kicked 2 penalty goals. And the Kiwis' lead is now 6 points to 4. Darryl Williams, plenty of time here. He'll try and keep away from the touchline as he heads straight ahead. Gets stumped in a pretty solid tackle. Quickly up though. Kiwis have been keen to spin the ball wide today. Here's Sam Stewart across to Sherlock. Dave Watson, who's now on the field. Number 14 he is, with Mark Elia off. Man looks for James Goulding. 15 metres on the lead side of halfway. Quickly played again. Now Freeman up to Shelford. Here's Sherlock. Shelford again up to Williams. Good play. Looking inside. Williams trying to keep away from the touchline. Tries to release it, and who's got it? I think Gary Freeman might have it. Yes, he has. Now the 6, it was touched by Leeds. That's good for the Kiwis. Here's by Marlowe. Looking good pass into Gary Mercer. Who's there? Now Freeman. They're keeping it alive. Here's Shelford. Strong run from Kelly Shelford. 15 metres short of the line. Good opportunity here for the Kiwis. They've got plenty of tackles left. Here's Freeman. Sliding inside, trying to get inside. Gave it up to James Goulding, charging straight ahead. Only 10 metres short now. Good attack mounted here by the Kiwis. Man, up to Freeman. Here's Sam Stewart charging. Looks back for Freeman. Gary Freeman spotted the gap. Up to Hume again. And the Kiwi skipper in between the posts. Well, that was a great build-up from the Kiwis. They kept it alive. And Hume again is in between the posts. Well, the ball went hither and thither. The Kiwis really did keep it alive. And the final little dab made by Gary Freeman. And Hume again was inside. And once he saw the goal line, there was no stopping him. Hume McGann's Eastern Suburbs teammate Kurt Sherlock has kicked the goal. And so the Kiwis have a good advantage now. They lead by 12 points to 4. And Dwayne Mann puts it on the mark. Brent Todd will take it up initially. Runs it up strongly. That's a good run. Just 10 metres short. Chance to mount an attack from here. Freeman. Everyone standing deep. Shelford. Up to Sherlock. Released it nicely to Freeman. Now can he make something of this? Ball's bounced nicely for Dwayne Mann. Man close. Freeman there. And again between the posts. And the Kiwis get another one. Oh, that's a lovely little try. The Kiwis with Gary Freeman scoring it. But have a look at this run from Dwayne Mann. And Gary Freeman looming inside. And that's another one between the posts. Sherlock again from a handy position. No trouble at all. 18 points to 4. The Kiwis lead. Izzard plays it to Coleman. Up comes Roy Powell. He really hasn't done anything in attack at all. Some suggestion he might end up being either dropped out of the Great Britain squad or in fact finish up on the bench. There's another knock on. So now the mistake's starting to creep into this Leeds effort. The Kiwis have it now. With the changeover, and here's Dave Watson getting involved from the left wing side on the field to replace Elia. Now Sherlock, and a penalty. With the hooker Colin Maskell being penalised at the play the ball. Another kick for Kurt Sherlock from a handy position. And no trouble at all. A third goal for Sherlock. And the Kiwis increased their advantage. Had performed very, very well in the first 40 minutes. 20 points to 4 they led. As Gary Mercer runs it up towards the quarter line. Dwayne Mann in at dummy half. Now Freeman. Up to James Goulding. Playing today in the second row. Good run by Goulding. Kiwis making ground every time they take it up. Here's Todd. 10 metres out from the quarter. Feature of the first half was whenever the Kiwis got in a scoring position, they were able to complete it. They also defended extremely well, as Gary Spencer, the fullback for Leeds, has it. And as you can see, the Kiwis certainly mean business when they tackle today. Pretty ineffective run there by number 5, Norman Francis. Here's, oh, look at that for a tackle. Mann and Stewart. And Gary DeVorty goes backwards. Oh, the ball's gone loose again. And the Kiwis have possession. Now Mann to Freeman. Here's Sam Stewart. Shelford. Up to Gary Mercer, who once again wants to get in the action. Coming across from the far wing. Quickly plays it up to Sherlock. Here's Stewart. The pass to McGann. Nicely released to Watson. Kiwis opening it up again. Here's Gary Freeman sprinting away down the touchline. And Gary Freeman, what an excellent try. His second of the game. And the Kiwis running riot here with a lovely little run by McGann. And Freeman did it from about 40 metres out, sliding inside the tackle of the fullback. And Gary Freeman, what an excellent try. Kurt Sherlock. And his kicking has been sound. That's another one for Kurt Sherlock. And the Kiwis now out to 26 points to 4. John Bentley, number 14, new man on the field. Restarts play. The Kiwis threatening to run riot here. Gary Mercer. Wayne Mann goes in. There's Freeman. Oh, it's intercepted. Craig Coleman. And the Kiwis just getting a little lax out in front of their own goalposts. And Craig Coleman made the intercept. Now here's a chance for Leeds. Maskell. But they're coming up hard, the Kiwis, making the tackles. But here's a chance for Leeds. They haven't had many in the game so far. Well, certainly not in the second half. Devorty looking out wide. Back it comes to Roy Powell. But he can't release the ball. 26 points to 4. The Kiwis lead as Leeds have a chance this time. Here's a good run from Spencer, the fullback. Oh, he lets the pass go, but had no control over it, and James Goulding has it now for the Kiwis. Leeds' performance today enough to drive a man to drink. Now let's see if we can get a clean feeder to this drum. It'll be a miracle if it happens. Well, miracles do happen from time to time. Here's Tony Kemp. Just near the quarter line, the Kiwis have 2 replacement players on the field, the latest being Brendan Tuta. Here's McGann. Brendan Tuta and Dave Watson, the 2 replacement players on the field for Elia and Todd. Spun wide. Goulding wasn't expecting it. He didn't knock it on, though. Shelford just snapped it up. 26 points to 4. Now Kemp up to Stewart. Good burst here from Sam Stewart. Had support from Gary Freeman. Freeman away. Tony Kemp's there. Kemp holds it up. Freeman again. And Gary Freeman's going to get number 3. Oh, that's another beauty. 3 tries today for Gary Freeman. Well, once again, it started from inside Kiwi territory. Freeman was there, and Tony Kemp made a very good run indeed. And once again, it was Freeman, and another long sprint for the little halfback. And that's another one, and the Kiwis out to 30 points to 4. Inspirational performance today from this little fellow, Gary Freeman. He scored 3 of the 5 tries. And the Kiwis 30 points to 4. Try wasn't converted. Now Freeman up to Shelford. Little kick or attempted kick by Tuta. And the ball won by Leeds. And Paul Dixon has it. Off to Heron. Look at the Kiwis coming up quickly. Coleman tries to release it. And the Kiwis have it again. Freeman it is. McGann takes it out, gives it up to Stewart. 15 metres out from the quarter line. Here's James Goulding. Oh, he's almost got through. He has got through. Just couldn't quite give it away to Freeman, who was there beside him again. And now Mann up to Stewart. Here's Shelford. Quickly up to Sherlock. Shelford again. Good slick passing. Shelford having a much better game today. Plays it quickly to Sherlock. Up to Stewart. Oh, bobbled and knocked it on. Awkward pass. Just over halfway through the second spell, the Kiwis are hit by 30 points to 4. Leeds have kept trying, but really they've been outclassed today. And here's Hugh McGann taking it away. The ball just stolen away once again, and the Kiwis doing everything right. Here's Mann up to Freeman, looking wide for Watson. Released it well for Freeman. Freeman gliding his way through before the tackles are finally made. 15 metres out. Plays it to Mann. Now Shelford. McGann. Oh, no one home. Back to Sam Stewart. Works up ahead of steam. Kiwis only 15 metres short of the line once more. Now Mann up to Tuta on the field as a replacement. Transfers it back to Freeman. By Marlowe. No real support out the side for him, so he has to take the tackles. By Marlowe. Plays it now to Freeman. Shelford. Sherlock. Man in. Kemp. Tony Kemp. Out it goes to Darryl Williams, and another one for the Kiwis. Try number 6 today, and it's scored by Darryl Williams. Well, the Kiwis set out today to use their backs to play it out wide, and here's another example of the incisiveness of their back play. It's all been set up by the forwards, of course, but a nice little pass from Sherlock, and Tony Kemp this time was into the gap, and Darryl Williams, ranging wide, scored a very good try. New man on the field for Leeds is Gunn. Up to Dixon. I'm sure the Kiwis are determined to defend their line. They don't want to concede a try after having done so much good hard work. And here's a big tackle on Roy Powell. His gun into Devorty. Oh, he flicked it. And somehow it finished up with Devorty, but now the Kiwis have it back through Dwayne Mann. The hooker. Tutor goes in at dummy half. Hello, there's a bit of a go on here. It's an all-in. Dwayne Mann didn't like what happened to him in the play of the ball. And there was a bit of a scuffle, and 2 or 3 others have got themselves involved. But it's been quickly sorted out, fortunately. And the referee is going to have to take this in hand. And Dwayne Mann is going to 10 minutes in the sin bin. It's been decided that he was the one who caused it. So the Kiwis are going to spend 10 minutes here with only 12 players on the field. They've lost their hookup. By Marlowe. Shelford up to McGann. A wide pass again to Sherlock. Across to Mercer. Finds Sherlock. Nicely into Williams. Floats it across towards Shelford. He knocked it on and it's been taken by Lord. Kiwis getting a little bit adventurous there. They can really afford to, I suppose, at 34-4. But Leeds now have possession just on the Kiwi side of halfway. Devorty up to Coleman. Here's Powell. Oh, he's lost it. Well, not even the Great Britain player, Roy Powell, can hang on to the ball for very long as Tutor takes it out. Changes direction, back to Stewart. Here's Freeman again. Gary Freeman on the charge. Feeding Dave Watson, number 14. And Watson going very well and gets there, does he? No, he doesn't. The touch judge says that he didn't quite make it. Let's have another look. Oh, boy, it's pretty marginal, isn't it? Now Heron. Coleman, good pass from Coleman this time, and here's a chance for Leeds. Freeman across trying to make the tackle, couldn't do it. Ball towed ahead. Oh, and I think Darryl Williams will be called out here. He gets 10 minutes. Professional foul is being called on Darryl Williams. He'll argue that he didn't mean to do it, I suppose. But there's not much point arguing the referee, so now the Kiwis' discipline just falling down a wee bit. They've got Dwayne Mann off the field. They've got Darryl Williams leaving the field. So now they've got 11 players on the field. And the gap's starting to open up as Heron goes down the middle. Well, if Leeds can't score with only 11 players on the field, then something's wrong. Here's Coleman. Up to Powell. Here's Lord. Lord getting very close. Great opportunity now for Leeds. Powell goes into play at dummy half. Coleman. Long pass. Now there's about 6-1 here. They must score a try. Gunn. Oh, but Mercer gets it back. Well, goodness me. Gary Mercer was the only Kiwi within QE of the ball. They had about 7-1 and he got the ball. So Dwayne Mann's back. Kiwis now are restored to something like a full team. They've actually got 12 on the field. Kiwis have a great opportunity here now to score another try. They've scored 6 so far today. Here's Stewart. Looks for Freeman. Little kick through from Gary Freeman. Jim again got up and did it very well indeed. Another 6 tackles. Now Dwayne Mann charges and he gets through and scores. No, he doesn't. No. Too many hands in there, says the referee. He was right there to make that decision. And Leeds managed to hold Dwayne Mann up. Still 34 points to 4. In fact, there is the final hooter, and that signifies the end of what has been a most convincing performance from the Kiwis. They scored today 6 tries. Gary Freeman, who had to be the man of the match, got 3 of them, and they beat Leeds, who are no mugs at all.